Hey guys, so I mentioned that I had a project idea in the last video, and here it is. I wasn't quite expecting to get into it right away since I was already working on another project, but I ended up running with it, so here we are. Let's jump into it. For the materials, I used black and pink yarn, obviously, as well as this fudgy brown, I guess. I considered using a less intense pink, but I have so much of this one and I really wanted to use it up. I also used a couple more materials, as you'll see, but as always, I'll leave a list of everything used in the description box below. So starting with the feet, I made them in this striped pattern. I was actually aiming for stripy socks, but well, honestly, I have no idea how it ended up even looking like this. I can't remember what I was thinking at the time, but oh boy. I may have been going for vertical stripes, but then changed my mind and tried to go horizontal. That's the only thing that I can actually come up with to remotely explain this monstrosity. But luckily, it won't really be visible in the end, so I decided to leave it as is and carry on rather than starting the whole project again. When you're on a time crunch, decisions have to be made. Let's continue. So I joined the two legs together and carried on crocheting some shorts using the black yarn. This was pretty straightforward, so I did most of it off camera, but you will be seeing me change colour back to the skin tone because I was doing a slightly shorter top. I went with shorts because I've just been doing a lot of skirts lately, although as it turns out, there's always options later on. I also did some surface crochet around the borders of each colour just to give it a cleaner look and give the impression of clothing seams and hems. So because I enjoyed the crafting process and final look of Enid's shoes in my last video so much that I thought, oh my god, I need to do the shoes separately again. And if you haven't seen that video yet, I will place a link in the description box below and in the iCard above. Now, making the shoes separately is more work, but I like the fact that I'll be able to change the shoes if I want to at a later date. And there may have been some weird sock patterns that I need to hide. Yes, well, either way, I just made some boots and put them aside while I waited for my order of eyelets to come in. Eventually, my order of eyelets turned up and I couldn't wait to test them out. I wanted to add a touch of realism to these, and the eyelets just seemed to do that. They are so cute, and I actually had to install them off camera because the eyelets were just too small for the pliers that I had, so I had to use a dedicated eyelet setting tool and hammer. Obviously that would have caused my whole table to shake, including the camera, which was mounted onto it, so I'll spare you that.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
With the eyelets installed, I'll just put these shoes aside because I'll be coming back to them later on. At don't think I've done a crop top before on this channel, so I thought, well, why not? I did this particular crop top in pink, but forgot that I had already done this in a short sleeved version with stripes. Ah yes, I kind of dropped the ball a bit on this design, although I think I was intending to do a cropped jumper at first, and then the heat and the summer vibes got to me, so I later changed it into not a jumper. I do actually have a shirt that is striped on the sleeves and nowhere else, so I simply just left it. After attaching the arms, I felt that the top was still lacking something, so I just ran with it and added a sort of peplum effect ruffle to the neckline. The intention was for a top that looks a little like the picture shown on the screen. You can judge how well it turned out. For the peplum ruffle part, I simply crocheted a chain of stitches equal to the length around the neck and shoulder area, and then worked 2 half double crochet in each stitch across. I then sewed this piece onto the shoulder part, and with all that done, I then carried on working up to finish the head. Now I stopped here because I wanted to try out some new eyes. I usually use the 10mm black safety eyes you've seen constantly in my other projects, but I ordered these pink eyes a long time ago, so I thought I'd try them out. Well, what can I say? I hate them. The pupils were too big and it just didn't look right. It might have looked better once the hair and everything was in place, but I just couldn't bring myself to risk it. I mean, look at it. Would you go with the pink eyes or stick to the black eyes? Needless to say, I didn't want to be stuck with eyes that I'd have to look at with regret every time I walked past, so I ended up choosing the black eyes. They just work with this style of amigurumi, and maybe I can find a future project where I can use these other pink eyes, but this wasn't it. And is it just me or am I getting group vibes? Coming back to finish up the boots, I used a sharp knife and some 10mm thick foam. After cutting out the shape of the soles, I then scored the back with the knife to create the effect of the treads. Now, the theory being, when I apply heat, you should be able to see the tread marks because obviously the foam will shrink with the heat. If I was to do this again, I will definitely make it more obvious and actually cut out the chunks of foam rather than just score them, because in the end the detail wasn't visible on the side, so I will definitely do that for next time. After I allowed the foam to cool down a bit, and it cools down pretty quickly, I just simply glued the sole onto the bottom of the crochet boot. For the laces, I used some 2mm rat tail cord. and laced up the boots. With the power of editing, they're both done. They're so cute. I love them so much. Not content with that, I also made a 3-tiered gold belt thingy to go with the shorts when the skirt isn't there, or to go underneath the skirt as an accent. I also added a matching bracelet and nose ring. Well, I wasn't actually sure about the nose ring, but in the end I ended up turning the nose ring into a belly button ring instead. So at this point I was getting into the over design territory, and I was wondering if I was just adding too much, because I originally thought she was quite a simple design. So I reined it back in a little bit, and I just added some earrings and left it at that. For her hair, I decided on an elaborate, voluminous half and half wig cap. I'm sorry, but I am sure I had footage of this when I started to make the wig cap, but I have no idea where it's walked off to since. To be fair, in my defense, this took a really long time to do, so I may have just forgotten to hit the record button. But anyway, here I am just finishing the last part before sewing it onto the head. The colour changing was the most tiresome part. I mean, just a little bit, but overall the process wasn't too bad, and it resulted in a multi-directional wig that can actually be styled. So don't take this the wrong way. I do think the shorts are fine, but the last time I did shorts was on my Pride Month Amigurumi last year, and I absolutely loved those. But in this instance, I just felt like she needed something more. For that reason, I added a simple tulle skirt that is fully removable. To do this, I crocheted a waistband just slightly bigger than her waist so that I could have room to sew on invisible snap closures later on. I then cut some tulle to the length I wanted and doubled the width so that I would be able to gather it down to fit into the waistband. The effect is a lovely little tulle skirt that adds volume to the bottom half and gives balance to the peplum neckline. So for the skirt, I sewed on the invisible snaps in the correct place and then when I was gathering down the tulle or setting it up to gather down, I made sure I was actually on the right side of it, because obviously if I'd sewn that onto the wrong side, oh my god, that would have been a complete nightmare, because this took forever. And to make things worse, I did it by hand. So what I literally did was folding the tulle in half so that it's the perfect shape, because obviously this skirt isn't meant to hide anything, it's see-through, it's just meant to just be an accent. I took one side whilst pleating it or gathering it down. I then whip stitched it across and then used blanket stitch every 4 whip stitches. So anyway, all that's left to do is to sew on the wig cap and put everything together. I've also got to sew this skirt on because it's going to take such a long time. But as I'm doing that, thanks for watching. Please like, share, comment, and even consider subscribing if you like the content I create. Don't forget to hit that bell button to be notified whenever I upload a new video, and I'll leave you to enjoy my little Miss Blackpink. See you in the next one. Bye.